This is the latest installment for all you 2003 Ford Explorer owners who want to fix things yourself. It's the alternator replacement for the 4.6-liter V8 XLT. Earlier today, my daughter had the car stall out while she was running all the air conditioners, and I think she may have had the lights on. The light came on the dashboard. I had noticed that there was a flickering of the lights coming off and on. This is the actual part which I installed. I bought it at Riley's Automotive for $169. Now this will show you the video where the alternator is. It's right underneath the hood, right up front. And this will show you where there's the two connections. There's a clip and also the live wire connection. There's a bracket on the top that has 4 bolts. Here's where they're at. And on the front of that back bracket is the clips or the bolts that the cover goes on. These are the two. There's 2 bolts at the bottom of the 2 bolts on the bottom. This is the replacement, and you'll see that it doesn't, that the bottoms, that they're open recesses, so you don't have to take the bolt fully out. You're just going to be able to loosen those bolts at the bottom and lift it out. Now I've removed the 4 bolts here, and I'm going to take the bracket out. I'm showing you where the live wire connection is. I had a problem with that, by the way, and I'll explain that in a little bit. So I'm taking that bracket off after removing the 4 bolts. At this point, you just have the 2 bolts to take off and lift the alternator out. I've taken a picture off the internet of where the tensioner pulley is. Notice the little nicks on the fans. I encountered the same problem with my breaker bar, which is a 1/2 inch. I use it to change my lug nuts. And there is a tool you can get, and I suggest that you do ask for it at the auto store. They have it at Riley's Auto Parts here in Detroit, Michigan. So I've got this in a little blue screen here. Ask for that thing. The tension tension pulley needs to be pulled towards the driver's side. It'll release the serpentine belt, and there's a diagram on how to put that belt back on the engine compartment. Now we're going to go back to the alternator itself. I've obviously taken the belt down so that it's got. Actually, I'm removing that top plate, and this is a 3/8 inch deep socket in order to get to those bolts on the bottom of the alternator. Now I removed the 2 bolts, and I had difficulty with this where the live wire connected. It was spinning and it wasn't unscrewing, so I had to tear it off and get a hacksaw basically with some vice grips and hacksaw to get the live wire attachment. This is the serpentine belt connection. This shows the new alternators put in and the tension's been re-put, and this is where I do show where the tension belt pulley is. It's right there. It would have been the lower one that chuck went into. I've replaced the bolts, as you can see. Now the alternator's been fully mounted. Serpentine belt's been put back on. And that pretty much concludes it. Other than if you've got a dead battery, it can burn your alternator out. So what you should do is put it on a charger, charge your battery up fully, and then before you start up the car. My battery wasn't that dead because it was going off and on before it failed. I hope this helps you out, and I hope you enjoy continuing watching me try to milk every last mile out of this 2003 Ford Explorer. And that's the headlights of my car running.